Building muscle on a raw vegan diet sounds great. Clean fuel, endless energy, and natural strength. But if you've ever tried to get serious about it, you might feel a little lost. Why? Because there's almost no objective data out there. Unlike conventional diets, raw food doesn't come with billion-dollar research budgets or decades of nutritional fitness data. Then there's the 80-10-10 camp and other high-carb raw food groups. They'll tell you just eat enough calories, and as long as 10% of those calories are protein, you're all set. And you know what? They're not entirely wrong. Plenty of them have built muscle and are walking pictures of health. They thrive on clean, high-carb fuel, but it's often a slow process. Some have been at it for 10 years or more and still aren't quite hitting those competition levels. So, if you're serious about putting on muscle as effectively as you can while sticking to a raw food diet, you might be looking for more. Also, not everyone processes carbs the same way. It's often a genetic thing. But really, that's a topic for another video. The point now is, your mileage may vary if you're bodybuilding and using the 80-10-10 approach to your macros. 10% of your calories coming from protein is probably plenty for the average raw foodist. But you're trying to achieve something exceptional. Fast muscle gains without giving up the exuberant flow of energy you get from a diet composed of raw living foods. And then there are the conventional lifters. Now, don't dismiss the meatheads too quickly. They have a lot to boast about. They put on muscle fairly easily and are usually the ones to win even the so-called natural bodybuilding competitions. So you can't chalk up all their success to steroids. Not only that, but they also have gobs of conventional data backing up their decision-making, from protein quantity and quality studies to evidence-based data on supplements. We'll dive into the flaws of said data another time, but don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. If you want to build muscle fast, science can help, as long as you know how to filter the signal from the noise. A lot of them eat up to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. And guess what? Many complain about constipation because they're relying on protein powders made from cheese byproducts, stuff they used to throw out or feed to livestock before the gym bros turned it into a trend. If some process slows down or even stops in your body, that's a red flag. What works for me is getting most of my protein from greens, sprouts, and superfoods like hemp seed, spirulina, chia, and bee pollen, and unfortified nutritional yeast if I'm making a special recipe. Also, I'll use a high-quality raw or nearly raw vegan protein powder made from dried sprouts or superfoods. But I keep powders strictly for those times when my body is in full catabolic mode. This doesn't get me anywhere near 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily, but it's way more than 10% of my diet. And frankly, I've been packing on muscle fast since I started doing this over a year ago. We'll dig into the science more another time. But this is just an example of how we can let science influence, but not dictate our path to massive muscle gains. At the same time, I still have the glow from a diet that is packed with micronutrients, enzymes, and vibrant energy from the sun. This channel is about getting the best from both worlds, taking what works from conventional fitness data and adapting it to a raw food lifestyle for real, substantial muscle gains. We're putting ideology aside to figure out what actually works, so you can fuel your gains, thrive organically, and feel incredible. For more greens, gains, and greatness, hit subscribe and let's build some serious muscle together. And fam, if you don't smash that like button, I'll be stuck eating conventional spinach. Until next time, keep lifting and keep it uplifting.